What caused your last breakup? I wasn't having sex near as often as she was. She fucked the guy she told me not to worry about. He seemed to struggle with the concept of not fucking random people. She asked me to go to a weekend retreat aimed at dating couples to find out if they should get married. My first thought was I don't want to do that. It went downhill pretty quick after that. I walked into him having sex with another man on my couch, with gay porn playing on the big screen TV. I walked out, can't compete with that, I don't have the right parts. I found out he had a wife and 2 kids in a different country. Face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. He wanted me to sign my house over to him, for a loan of $30,000 to renovate it. I said no way, he took it poorly, we broke up. The house is worth at least $600,000, as is, I just had poor credit at the time, but wanted to renovate. He also wanted me to live with him, while his kids stayed in my place, rent-free, while they were going to school. Not my kids. Oh, and him and I would pay for the mortgage, taxes, bills, etc., but they would upkeep it doing the lawn and walks when it snowed. She cheated for 8 months and I never knew it. Her great-grandma passed away and I bought her tickets to go to the services. She actually had a new boyfriend she took to the services with her. I found out from someone she works with that her Facebook had a big happy birthday post for him and professing her love for him like 3 months later. My drinking. She dumped me. I deserved it. He was sleeping with one of his colleagues, police officer #hash and who knows whoever else. Most dishonest, sneaky person I ever met. I feel sorry for the next person who falls for his BS. She thought it was cool to continue having sex with her weed guy for a discount. I found this out after having met up with her consistently after nearly a year of being together long distance. When she didn't like that I had a problem with her little discount deal, she even had the audacity to say how it's a win-win, that she's enjoying it and I should be happy. Yeah, that's a year thrown away. His mommy told him to break up with me over text after a year of being together. She slapped me for not being adequately angry at the fact that her baby daddy bought toys for their child. I blew a 5-year relationship. I lost my job where I was making close to 6 figures. Downward spiral of depression, eating, and video games. I became addicted to video games and started to lose all confidence. One night she went to a party without me and I believed she cheated on me, no way of knowing. I was the reason why she would though. I gave her less love and became more selfish. All because of intrusive thoughts and not taking accountability of my actions. Me finding her being spit roasted by 2 guys and 3 hours later her best friend calling me in a panic because she walked in on her getting spit roasted by 2 guys. Lost a lot of self-confidence that day. I'm not 100% sure. It was a LDR anyway and then he moved further away. I'm somewhat sure he cheated on me but I have no actual proof of that. It was a shitty breakup because he tried to ghost me. Jokes on him though, I started seeing someone really great a couple months later and we're about to celebrate our 12-year anniversary. If I had tried to keep dragging that decaying husk of a relationship along, I wouldn't have been able to move on with a much better person. We were together for 6 years, living together for 3. Bought a house together 2 years ago and married last December, just a quick courthouse marriage because we were feeling it. In January his co-worker friend moved in with us to help pay off some bills and have some extra cash. He fell in love with her and decided we should break up. After everything happened I found out she knew she liked him as more than a friend before she moved in, but still moved in anyways. She went from loving to be with me to stone cold towards me as she broke up with me all in the span of a week. I think what hurt the most was that it happened in a week and she had a friend make the decision for her. Mental illness. Specifically BPD. He was sexting his ex. When I called him out, he pulled his gun out and started crying about how he wanted to kill himself. Fun. She fell out of love with me, made no effort to keep our relationship the last one of 3 years, and then cheated on me. I was dumb to not see the signs at the time. Me. Different religions. I now understand religions shouldn't keep people apart, and I'm an idiot. We were in our mid-20s and figuring out life goals. I realized I wouldn't mind kids but wouldn't want any biological kids. He wanted biological kids. Not as traumatic as some on this thread, but it was a good lesson on myself and how to find future partners. He decided to die face with rolling eyes. She told me she was pregnant, however, I've had a vasectomy. I cared more about her than she did about me. When we started dating, she told me I was her first ever boyfriend who wasn't toxic, out of the several she had dated. I didn't know what to make of it since I just knew about her last ex, who was incredibly abusive, toxic, and a straight-up misogynist. She hated his guts, and so did I when I found out about the shit he'd done. She dumped me via text saying she's not ready for a relationship and went back to him soon after. The relationship wasn't exactly the healthiest, but I was working on not being so clingy attached to him because he didn't like it, and it was taking a big toll on my mental health. Not even a month after I had worked through a lot of problems and stress to finally become happy with who I was and how we had progressed in our relationship, he left me. He told me it was because he saw how I was changing and didn't like it, but to this day, I am sure it's because he didn't like the fact I wasn't begging for his attention all the time. It was tragic. Truly. He is the love of my life and I'm his. But our separate childhood traumas were incompatible and caused so many emotional issues in our marriage. We couldn't be what the other needed because we didn't even know how to find peace in our own heads. The love is still there. Pure. Maybe we'll find our ways back to each other one day. Maybe not. But for now, we can at least accept that we hurt each other less apart. I'm on what could have been daily. Hourly. I know that it's stupid to go through people's phones. I had circumstantial evidence that she was cheating. I just couldn't prove it. So, I went through her phone while she slept. It was true and unfathomably devastating to read multiple texts from different guys. I confronted her and she said, verbatim, I'm grown. So, you're grown and can fuck other people while we were 6 months into a relationship. That excuse was so poor that I let out a little chuckle. My wife's boyfriend. The mother of my kids does not want me to be happy, so she turned the fact that I have kids into an unbearable burden for me and my now ex-GF. Twice. She is mentally ill. We all suffer because of her. This probably will never stop. I tried to get distance to save our relationship and she 1. Tried to block my car in her driveway, then rammed her car into mine. 2. Gone for crazy hours never telling me anyone where she went. Saying, I'm not cheating on you unprompted. 3. Tried to run me over while she was driving, cracking her oil pan and tearing off her skid plate in the front. 4. Blatantly stole from me and tried breaking in while I was sleeping. She was successful once. 5. Lying about everything. Absolutely everything. Platonic bath selfies. Beyoncé got a restraining order. It was nothing too long, 5 months tops, but it still hurt when she lost interest in the span of a week and decided to end it. The breakup was relatively smooth and we're still on good terms, but I just wish I could go back and try again. I know I have to move on, but I still miss the way she treated me like a best friend and a boyfriend at the same time. Looking back, there were times where I definitely should have done things differently, and even though we had a fun, healthy relationship, I always find myself wondering if, had I only been more confident or outgoing, I'd still be with her now. She fucked a guy she told me not to worry about. I found his child pornography.